Feel good now. Feel good now. Feel good now. Hey there, Jack here. Thank you so much for joining me again in this flow, on this feel good frequency, this blissful channel of the universal radio. I know that you could be listening to any potential frequency in the entire universe right now, but thank you for tuning in to the blissful frequency. When we do, we receive what feels good now, and we also radiate what feels good now. So it doesn't just bless us, it blesses the entire world. And what I wanted to share today was about the energetic momentum that we build up as we tap in again and again to a particular state or a particular frequency or a particular idea or a particular activity. This idea works on all of those levels, on the level of the body and the mind, the heart and the energy field. This idea of momentum that builds kind of like a snowball rolling downhill. First it starts a little bit of momentum and then more and more and more, and this small snowball becomes a snow boulder as it gains momentum and snow packed around it more and more and more. And I'm going to use the example from my life where the inspired idea came to me today in my writing practice. As you may already know, I'm a writer. I've written many books and published them, share them with the world. And as a writer, one of the necessities is building up momentum in a writing flow, in a writing practice, where I show up consistently, and each time I show up, I sit down for the practice, I add words, I add pages to whatever manuscript I'm working on. And at the beginning of a book, there's not really much momentum. I don't have any words, I don't have any pages stacked up, and so I need to start to generate some momentum. The first couple of days I sit down and I have to start to understand what's the plot of this book, what are the characters like, what is the setting, what's the environment like that the story is happening in, what kind of tone does the book have, is it more funny, is it more serious, is there a lot of action, is there a lot of contemplation, is it a fast moving story, is it a more slow and steady kind of story. And each time that I show up and I add a little bit more, I direct a little bit of energy into that flow, I add a few more words, I add a few more pages, I build up momentum. And as I do, it becomes easier and easier to step into the flow each day, add my pages, step out of the flow, know that the momentum of the book is now leading the way. I no longer have to push, or I no longer have to pull, I no longer have to make it move. It already has its own momentum going. And then at the point where I'm at now in my latest novel, I'm 200 pages into it. I already have a lot of momentum, and so when I sit down in the day, I already know these are the characters that are at play. This is the adventure that's happening. This is the environment where the story takes place. This is what's happening next. I already can feel the momentum of the story taking me away, and so I just sit down and I write, words flow through, pages stack up, and it's easier and easier to do that because there's already momentum in place. And this applies to, as I said, any aspect of our life. It applies in the body with physical projects like writing a book, or maybe taking care of the health of our body, showing up for an exercise routine like a daily yoga practice, for example. That's something that I have cultivated and enjoyed in my own experience. And I think that when we think about these things in terms of energetic momentum, instead of discrete activities, it's a lot easier to enjoy them and to feel good now and to know that we can follow what feels good instead of trying to oh my gosh, a feather just came out of nowhere and landed on landed on my arm. That's the power of the blissful frequency, guys. Synchronicities and beautiful little things just happen all the time. Woo! Make a wish. When we think about these activities purely from the level of our mind or from the level of the body, thinking of them in a discrete and three-dimensional manner, we don't always create a natural and easy flow of momentum. If I were to want to start running as a routine, and I immediately went and tried to run 10 miles, that would probably be doable because I'm at a fairly healthy level in my body-mind, but my body-mind is not prepared for that. It doesn't have that momentum going in the running groove. And so the next day, my body would probably feel like kind of like sore and like I really pushed myself, and maybe my mind would be a little bit frazzled because I'd gone like pretty hard without any buildup. Whereas if I went out the first day and I just walked for half an hour, and then the next day I showed up and I walked for half an hour again, and then the third day I started doing a little jogging for like 10-15 minutes in the midst of it, and I built up my momentum that way, instead of trying to right out the gate blast to some destination, some goal, some discrete, oh yes, I'm going to run 10 miles because 10 miles, and I just checked that box. If I knew that what I really wanted was energetic momentum in the direction of physical health, then I would know that it's not about checking some box. Eventually I'll be able to run 50 miles without any effort. There are people who run hundreds of miles at a time, right? But they did that because they built up this energetic momentum, and if they didn't, then they're doing it for a different reason. They're not doing it, there are people who just go out and run a marathon, but they're not doing it as, they're doing it for a different reason. They're not doing it because they want to build momentum in physical health. Maybe they're just doing it because they want to know that they can do something difficult, or that they can do something that many people consider to be a challenge. So if you're trying to cultivate something as a practice, something that you want to really integrate into your energy field, thinking about it in terms of momentum and then following what feels good in the moment, as the previous example, maybe taking a walk for 30 minutes or 60 minutes. That might feel good the first day. Wow, then you integrate that experience. Wow, I really enjoyed going out for that 30 to 60 minute walk. That felt really good. I'm actually excited to come back again tomorrow. And then the next day, ooh, that felt really good again. I really enjoyed going for that walk. And then the third day, I'm like, this feels really good, but I'm actually pretty kind of excited to do go a little faster. And then I add in now I'm doing the jogging, and it builds and it builds and it builds naturally, and then it snowballs. So by the 30th day, you're jogging 10 miles, or however far you're jogging, you're going a distance, and it feels natural, it feels easy, it feels fun, it feels good, and it felt good all along the way. It didn't feel like, wow, I just had to force myself to do this thing. I had to really pressure myself. I had to really go out of my comfort zone. People love to talk about going outside of their comfort zone as if making themselves uncomfortable is some special skill. We can all make ourselves uncomfortable very easily. We could all just, take a pencil and stab ourselves in the leg. Wow, congratulations. Isn't it more special? Isn't it like a superpower to be able to cultivate and integrate these energies into our system in a way that feels good the entire time? It reminded me, as I was thinking about this concept, it reminded me of something that the Buddha espoused, which was what he called the middle way. The Buddha is talking about the middle way. And it made me think about the middle way of building momentum. You don't build momentum by doing nothing. That would be like the nothing way. We return to this metaphor of building physical fitness through running. You don't build that momentum by just staying at home and sitting on the couch or reading a book, right? By not doing anything. But you also don't build that momentum by going out and really forcing yourself and making yourself uncomfortable and running that 10 miles, and then next day you're feeling really sore, but you're like, I'm just gonna do it again, push myself, get my nervous system all frazzled out, like, you don't get it by going to the extreme either. You go the middle way. Today I'm going to do something, but I'm not going to go to the extreme with it. I'm going to do my 30 minutes of walking, and then I'm going to return to that again, and I'm going to return to that again, and I return to that again. And the momentum builds naturally, so that by the time you're doing the thing that maybe you originally had in your mind, running 10 miles, it feels good. It feels easy because the momentum of your energy is carrying you. And when we follow what feels good and we take the middle road between not investing any energy into something and going overboard with it, and we allow the natural flowing energy of the universe to take the lead, we can enjoy the journey. And that's really what it's about when it comes to feeling good now. It's not about the mental pleasure of checking a box, like getting to a particular accomplishment or having a particular experience. That we'll have the experience and then it will be gone. And maybe it'll be nice to think about sometimes, but it doesn't really, that's not the same as having that integrated energetic momentum moving in a particular way that feels aligned with our journey in life. And so as we do our best to integrate feeling good now into all parts of our life, into the activities and the focuses that are important to us, each of us having our own unique blend of individual preferences and things that are meaningful to us. For me, writing books, something that I want to have momentum in. For you, it might be something different. As we integrate feeling good now more and more into these processes, we find that what we are able to create, what we are able to channel, the energy and the momentum and the speed at which we move can naturally build up so that we're doing things eventually that we initially might have believed were very impressive. Wow, so fantastic that I'm able to write a book every single month and finish like a complete story that is 300 or 400 pages, and that it feels really like I really enjoyed the process of writing it. I'm really happy with the story that I told, and for me personally. But I didn't start there. I started by having a little bit of momentum, building that momentum up. And it reminds me of a quote that I saw that I really enjoyed, which was, the only thing harder than starting a moving train is stopping a moving train. It made me think, I'm like, yeah, once a big heavy train that's stationary, it takes some energy to get it moving. It takes some energy to get that momentum going. But once it's going, you don't want to be standing in the way of that train. That train's gonna flatten any resistance. It's gonna bowl right over anything standing in its way. We're gonna be able to ride that train straight into our dream life, the life where we're doing, feeling, thinking, acting, being, living exactly how we want to live. Not because we forced ourselves to get there, but because we felt good now and we built up momentum in the direction that felt good to us, building up momentum day by day, returning again and again to the things that matter to us, and choosing again and again to focus and devote ourselves to the things that matter. Because in the end, it doesn't matter if we check all the boxes of accomplishment if we didn't really enjoy the experience. Because at the end of our life, it's not going to matter that we checked all of these boxes if we had a life that we really did not enjoy. There are many people who reach the end of their life and they have so much success in terms of these boxes that they've checked. They have the accomplishments, they have the status, they have the whatever they have, but they didn't enjoy the journey and they're full of regret. So you don't have to regret your life. And you can have all of these wonderful experiences and accomplishments that are part of the fun of the game of life by feeling good now, following the middle way of momentum, and returning again and again and again to what matters so that the snowball builds up and then boom, something amazing is happening. So that's what I have for you today. To take your time and enjoy building up the momentum in a way that feels good now, feels good now, feels good now. And create an amazing life where you do and think and feel amazing and good, blissful, ecstatic, positive, joyful, loving, vibrant in every dimension of life that matters to you. Because you can choose to prioritize feeling good now and making sure that every step of your journey feels good and aligned as you take it. And if you like a little bit of help feeling good now and reprogramming your mind and your energy field so that feeling good now, so that bliss is your foundation and directing your momentum in a feeling good direction is your natural orientation, then check out the links in the description down below. They are my offerings to you to help you feel good now. I just want you to live a happy, blissful life and have magic and miracles and synchronicities happening all around you, and for you to really enjoy playing this life game, because happy people don't just enjoy their own life, they also bless the whole world around them. So when you make yourself feel good, it's a gift that you receive, and it's also a gift that the whole world receives. Thank you for tuning in to this Feeling Good channel. I love you, and I can't wait to flow together again in this incredible dream.